it's Sherry. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. This is not a Christmas project, but it is a project that I'm working on. I think I mentioned in a couple of videos that I am participating in 2 other swaps, and I am working on a swap that I'll be mailing out next week. We just decided that we would swap, but it doesn't have to be a Christmas themed swap, and it's not a loaded envelope. It's simply a swap of crafting techniques and ideas. So I'm working on one thing right now, and I hope that this paper photographs well because it is so pretty. My swap partner, like me, is a Maggie Holmes fan, and so I am going with a Maggie Holmes themed swap for her. So I am working on making a little notepad right now. So that is what I am about to do. So I thought I'd take you guys along with me as I did it. So I'm using this paper. And it is from the Willow Lane collection from Maggie Holmes. And this pad has some really wonderful papers in it. And it was pretty hard to choose, but something about this paper with the unicorns and the foxes, it just spoke to me. So I'm going to start with a 12 by 12 inch piece of paper, and then I am going to turn this beautiful striped paper into a notepad. And it's actually from a pad that I found at Tuesday Morning, and it was a pretty long pad, and I like the pattern on it. I thought it went well with what I was planning, but I don't like the length of it because I want this to be something that maybe you can throw in a purse if you want to. So I cut it down to almost 7 inches long, and it is about 4 3/4 inches wide. So I am going to mount it to chipboard and place it in the book. So I'm going to go ahead and put that chipboard down first. And I also want to go ahead and place a magnet in this. So I'm going to just do a rough layout of where I'm going to be placing things. And I'm going to take one of these mini magnets, and then I'll take just a small piece of double-sided tape. Gonna pick that up, and then I think I'm gonna position the magnet about right there. So let's say right there. So I'm just gonna stick that down. And then I'm going to take my double-sided tape and just go ahead and tape this up. I'm hoping that this booklet will turn out to be really, really cute because the papers that I'm choosing to put inside are just as pretty and fun as the papers that are going to be on the outside. So I'm hoping that it'll all come together the way that I envision it. You know, sometimes you start a project and you get to a point where you think it should look a certain way and it doesn't, and you have to chuck it or go to plan B. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen here, but you just never know. So you guys will see this as I do it. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. And then I'm just going to eyeball it and place it down. And then let's do the other one. Sometimes it's hard to get this tape up, it's so sticky. Okay, so we've got the tape off of that one. And for this piece, my spine, I'm just going to glue it down because I don't want to deal with trying to get my paper small enough to fit this. So let's just glue this up well. And I'm going to take it and do about 1/8 of an inch. Yep, that's pretty good. And then I'll go over it with my bone folder. Get it stuck nice and good. And then I'm going to put down my second piece, and I'm going to do about 1/8 of an inch there as well. Alright, so now what I am going to do is take my scissors and trim off some of the excess. Is everybody all done with their Christmas shopping? It's about to get crazy out there. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this to get my nice tight corners. And then I'm going to come in and miter my edges. I wanted to participate in the card swap because I've been seeing all those beautiful cards that you guys have been making. Unfortunately, I had already committed to these swaps, and I wasn't sure how much time I was actually going to have since I was going to be having the surgery. I didn't know what my recovery would be like, so I didn't want to overcommit because I think it would be horrible to commit to a swap and then not follow through. So I set out the card swap, but I will certainly be participating in other swaps that Dina might come up with. Let's go ahead and do this bottom. I'm going to glue this up really, really well. Corner in there nice and tight. And let's do this end. This piece. And then I'm going to come back and go over my spine just to make sure that it's nice and crisp, and boy, is that cute. I love that paper. Get rid of some of my mess here. Okay, so now what I want to do is just figure out how long this is. So I thought I had my ruler. I don't. I'm going to bring in my scoreboard and just measure this. So this is 10 1/4 by 7. So I've got my liner pieces and I already have the 7 side cut. So if this is 10 1/4, I want to start at 10 1/2. And let's see what that does for me. I don't even know why I said I wanted to start at 10 1/2. Duh, if it's 10 1/4, I need to go down. So I'm going to go down to 10 or 9 7/8. I'm losing it. And I think that this is a pretty good fit here. So I am going to place some tape right here. And the rest will be glue. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. And then I'm going to give this a good gluing all along the edge. Putting a lot of glue. I'm going to be very generous because I want those edges to be down and not come up. Okay, so now I've got that, and I'm just going to come into the inside and just place glue. And I'm going to be generous here as well. And I'm going to come a little bit here. All right, and then let's do this side. Being very generous with my glue. There are just certain projects that you do that you really do have to use a little bit more product than you normally would, because you don't want it coming up, especially when you're giving it to someone. Okay, so we've got it like this. We are going to take our, I'm going to make sure that I've got my animals going in the same direction, and I do. So I am going to take this piece and place it down and smooth it out. I'm going to get a paper towel and come over this. Then I'm going to come back over it with my bone folder. And then I'm going to just work it down so that I can come into the middle. And then I can also see where I might have glue wanting to bubble up. And I'll just go back over it when I see that. And then I'm going to come over on this side and just work it in towards the middle. And I'm going to reinforce my spine here. Then I'm going to come back. Sorry about that wiggle on that camera. Shook the table. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm checking here to make sure that there are no corners sticking up, and there aren't. So this is just, I can't say enough about this paper, and it's just so much fun with the swans and the foxes and rabbits and unicorns. Just sweet. So when I place my notepad in, it's going to go on this side, and that's going to be a good fit. So on this side I'm going to place a really cute pocket, and I'm going to make that pocket right now. So let me get my stuff and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I want to do to this booklet is on the inside is to place a pocket. And before I place the pocket, I also want to add a topper to it. So I thought this floral print paper would just be so pretty on this. It'll match just beautifully. So let me go ahead and glue this down. And then I will put my topper on. Okay, so let's put our topper on here. I'm going to take off just a little bit of that, and then I'll glue it down. Pretty, very pretty. So let me just burnish that a little bit, and that's going to go right there. But I also printed off some of the little sayings, and I think that I'm going to put this one right here. So I think I want to back this on just a little bit of this beautiful pink paper that is actually on the outside of the book. Oh yeah, that's going to be pretty. I'm just going to trim it off freehand. And then I'm going to place that here on there. So let me go ahead and glue that down. And then I'm going to fill this pocket with some cute tags with a lot of the inspirational and quirky sayings that came with this paper pack. Okay, that is really lovely. So now I'm going to glue this down to the book. I'm going to be generous with the glue at the bottom because I definitely don't want anything poking through. Okay, so let's place this. And I am going to place this right here. Move it over until I can center it. Happy little moments. That's how I feel when I'm crafting. Just blissfully happy. Adorable. Can't think of a better word. So then this is going to go here, like that. And I think what I am going to do is just go ahead and place it on not a heavy piece of chipboard. I think I'll use a lightweight piece for this because it doesn't need to be anything too heavy. So I'm just going to cut this with my scissors, and that is the beauty of lightweight chipboard. you can just cut it very easily with your scissors. But it also means that I've got more chipboard to add to my stash. Okay, I'm just making sure that this is going to fit on the page, and I'm going to take a little bit of it off because we can't have that hanging over. Let me just even that up a little bit. Even up the side. Okay, so we have got a backing for this. And I am going to just place some glue on the last piece of paper. And then I'm going to place that on here, slide it all the way up to the top. And then I'm going to take this piece and just glue it to the inside. Being very generous with the glue because we don't want that coming up. Alright, so I'm going to turn it this way so that I can position it without getting it crooked. Yep, that fits. And now I'm just going in . So now we've got this, and the last thing that I want to do to this is to create a magnetic closure, because I've got the magnet here, so I want to create a fun, cute little closure here. So I'm trying to decide if I want to use more of this paper just to keep it consistent, or do I want to use some contrasting paper? I think I'm going to keep it consistent, so I'm going to fold this over like this, and then I am going to fold this like this. And I fold this and like that. And then when I create my my wraparound, it'll look like this. So I will have the magnet sitting in here. So let me go ahead and place that. Let me find my tape and let me figure out . Okay. Make sure. Yep. Now I'm going to put this in here to see where this falls. Okay, so it's going to be right there, and that'll be a pretty decent fit, I think. So now all I need to do, I've got my placement. I need to remove this tape, and then I'm just going to glue everything up. And I'm just going to close this. So we will glue this closed. And then I'm going to come back and close this completely. And it doesn't matter if my glue is coming up because I will be gluing it shut. So the piece that I just glued down looked like it wanted to raise up just a little bit, but that's not going to hurt anything because I'm closing this over onto itself. Just like this. So let me get that nice and secured. I'm not going to rub it too much because I don't want to mess up that gold. But I'll use my paper towel. And then I'm going to definitely find a decorative bead or button for this flap. Okay, so now let's see which side sticks. That's it. Okay, so I've got that like that. And then I'm just going to wrap it around the back and I'm going to trim off just a little bit here. Could have gotten that straighter. And I don't want it too tight. I want it to be able to open and close very easily. So now I'm going to take a little bit of glue and just glue this. And I'm glad that I went with the same color for the fold over flap because I think that just ties it all together very nicely and it's very cute. So I'm just going to rub this a little bit. And boy, did that turn out well. That is just really very, very cute. So that's how it looks. Excuse me. So that's how it looks right now. I don't know if I want to add that or not, but I'm going to just leave it as it is right now. But I did want you guys to see what I was working on, because I think that this project that I'm working on right now is just going to be super cute and super special. So here is the inside, and like I said, I'm going to fill this with tags. Just going to go through and cut out a whole bunch, mount them on some lightweight chipboard, get them all prettied, and then I will consider this part of my project done. So as I got towards the end of this video, I remembered that I had these really cute little Maggie Holmes tassels in my stash. I couldn't remember where they were, so I had to find them, and I did. And then I also remembered that I had these cute stickers in my stash, so they're Maggie Holmes as well. So I decided I would add a really cute, fun tassel to this book, and now I'm going to place a sticker on the outside as well to kind of finish it off. So I think what I'm going to do is, because on the inside of the book I put happy little moments, I'm also going to put happy little moments here as well. So I'm going to take this one and just place it inside one of these border pieces, because I just want to have it look as pretty as I can get it. And then I'm going to take that up And then I'm going to take this and just place it right down here towards the corner, but not exactly in the corner. And I don't know if you can see how that looks, but it shows up just so beautifully. So now I'm going to consider the outside of this book finished, because to do anything else to it would be a distraction to how pretty it already is. So I'm going to leave that alone, and then I'll come on the inside, and I did make these fun little tags, and I'm going to leave those for the time being, but I may go back and do something else to it. But right now, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I think it turned out very well, and I think she's really going to like it, along with the overall presentation that I'll be doing. So there is my finished book. It is so much fun. It is so cute. I hope you guys will consider doing something similar. If you do, let me see what you come up with. Y'all have a great day. Bye.